Dr. Dre coming into Patchwerk.
Right.
What was that like when Dr. Dre pulled up in that thing?
Dr. Dre made me leave my house, right? Because I normally be gone at 2 o'clock, but I came back that night. And so here's the funny story around the Dr. Dre stuff, right? So they come in, and I remember the first night they started was a Sunday. Breon booked that session. Everybody know Breon from Dancing on There with Teddy Riley. And he from L.A. too. I used to date his sister. So Breon called me, you know, and Breon, if Breon do something, you gonna know. It's a couple people like that.
Yeah.
But you gonna know that they did it. They gonna tell you, nigga, I'm doing. They'll book it, but then they gonna call me personally to. I'm bringing Dre to Atlanta, nigga, and we want all the rooms, and I ain't take them nowhere but to your spot. So he calls me, right? So the funny part, no problem. And you know, it's 2 stories I'm gonna tell you. I'm like, dude, he got a rider? Nah, he just like da-da-da. So anyway, they come in and he do want something. That nigga want 6/5 of Tanqueray. And back then, Atlanta didn't sell liquor on Sunday.
Oh!
So I called Solomon, who was running Justin's at the time.
Yeah.
And he provided me with the 6/5 of Tanqueray, and I replaced them for him on Monday. And then, so the other thing we know about Dre is that he blows a lot of speakers. And he like his shit loud.
Damn.
So our engineer, there's a way, like our knob on the SSL goes up. Everything say 10. This one go up to 12. But you can hit some buttons and put a limiter on there so it won't go as loud. And so the console got about 113 channels. It's a big ass SSL. So Dre walk in the room, and we got our plan. Like, he ain't about to blow our speakers, nigga. He turn it up. He look around. I must say. He took it off. He said, nigga, I've been working on these since I was 12 years old. And then that was it. And then the other thing that, like I said, I was proud of Atlanta. Atlanta paid homage. Like, everybody came to the studio.
You damn right.
From Jermaine Dupri to T.I. to Jazzy to the business to everybody in Atlanta. And then the thing that when I was talking to Dow Jones from the business, he was like, man, what was cool? Because Dre had the big room. He had the little pre-production room, and he had 995, and they was up in lounge. Producers just had different workstations. And Dre would go into each workstation with the people, and he wasn't critiquing, but he would tell them what they can do to make it better. So they learned something. And then I remember Tip was in the booth, and that's the footage that people say. And he did something, and Dre was like, hey, Tip, do you mind doing this? Tip said, nigga, I will do whatever you tell me to do. If you want me to speak that shit backwards, nigga, I will do it, nigga. Whatever you suggest, I'm going to do. Woo. And so, like I always said, people paid homage to him, and it was dope. He was there for a week.
Being from L.A., though, man, and then being in Atlanta and having Dr. Dre in there, what kind of moment was that like for you, Curt?
Man, I don't even know if I went in there. I was in there. I don't even remember. I think I might have shook his hand. I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know, I just make sure that they know that we from home.
Yeah.
So when Snoop's in town, when Kendrick's in town, you know, when Nate Dogg was alive, Dog Pound, anybody that come from California, I just let them know that, you know, we from home.
Exactly.
And then, you know, like some of the younger people, like it's funny, like, you know, because it plays both ways, because I don't know if people know, like Brandy and Ray J are from Carson.
Yeah.
We from Carson. We from a neighborhood called the Patch. That little group, Out My Heart, the boys, they from Carson.
Yeah.
Game lived in Carson. So when Brandy and Ray J was there, I went up there and I talked to him. But see, you know, then Ray J wants something when he find out, nigga, you the homie from Carson, nigga, you from the Patch, nigga, we live in Centerview. Nigga, we straight now, nigga, can I get in here? So some people, it's a weird thing, like I didn't go meet Beyonce. I didn't go meet Alicia Keys. I didn't go meet Mariah Carey. I did meet Jay-Z. I met I sat with Farrakhan for 4 days straight.
My God.
And then I met Patti LaBelle, Regina Belle, stuff like that. But some people, it's kind of like, it's a weird thing that once they meet you, they don't want to go through the front desk or the managers for anything else anymore.
Yeah.
So, and it's so the last one, like, you know, I came from up here when KRS-One was up. KRS-One was in the studio. I said, what? And so I drove up there, right? And so he's working and stuff like that. And I think Kool Moe Dee was up there with him.
Damn.
And so anyway, I just go in the office and I tell him, I said, hey, they already had booked, I think, about 8 hours. I said, we're going to change your invoice and we're just gonna bill you for the engineer. The studio time is on me as a token of my appreciation for what you've done for hip hop. Don't worry about that. So we did that. And then they got my number, and then the next day when they wanted the book, I said, nigga, we I'm paying homage to you, you know? So the next 5 or 6 times they call me instead of calling. So like like, you know, so some of the stuff I'll just be like, you know, some people, you gotta feel it, because some people may get offended if you don't come out and acknowledge them and speak to them. Some people may be like, you bother me. And then some people gonna want to start talking directly to you, and I'm trying to point everything through the office. You know what I mean? So some of them, you know, I was scared of Regina Belle because I love Regina Belle. That was like my favorite. I used to go to sleep to her stuff, so I was intimidated by her. And I would look in there and be like, nigga, Regina Belle was here? And she was here in the daytime. I was there. Regina Belle came back. Nigga, after the 4th or 5th time she walked by, I said, Miss Regina, can you come to office for a second? She said, yeah. I said, I'm one of the owners. She said, really? I never met you. I said, yeah, I've been looking all the times you've been here. I said, man, I've been scared to talk to you. She said, for what? I said, I just have so much respect for you, and I love your voice, and I used to go to sleep to your cassette in high school. I popped the tape. You make it like it was, you know? And so she was like, oh, she came in. You ain't got to be scared of me. She gave me a hug. She gave me her number. And, you know, we know each other. So here's that, right? So she was so kind. And so we started doing, before the pandemic, she was doing a 100-person choir, because her husband's John Battle, and they're both pastors, ministers, for the Hawks. So Martin Luther King Day, we would always do the recording for the choir, and so I would see her every year. And so then, like, you know, my wife, I got married, and the 2 songs we danced to was Regina Belle, Love and Need You, and If Only You Knew. Love Regina Belle. My wife passed unexpectedly. I had Nikki Gilbert from Brownstone sing them same 2 songs. And guess who walked in the studio? Patti LaBelle.
Oh!
Nigga, I'm like, I go in the room. Hey, Miss Patty, I'm Curtis Day. I'm one of the 2 owners. And I'll tell you a story real quick. So I told her about my wife, and then I told her, I said, the only reason I felt comfortable coming to speak to you was because of the way Regina Belle acted. And she said, that's my sister. And thank God for her, because you probably would have thought I was a diva or a bit, and you wouldn't have had the comfort to come talk to me if it wasn't from her. And, you know, so, you know, those was like I said, I love rap, but Farrakhan, Patti LaBelle, Regina Belle, I did want to see if E40 really can do that shit that he be rapping, and that nigga did it. I wanted to see if Scarface really was Scarface and he was him. And then the other person that I was like, fuck that, I got to hear this nigga, was Twister. Because I said, that nigga got to be doing some type of trickery. And so I went in the room, and that nigga, when they do it, they do it. Like, you know what I mean? So some of those people, you know, and then the funny thing, like when I met Jay-Z, he was there with Jeezy. So Jeezy asked me to come to the room. And I always be wondering how people gonna introduce themselves or whatever. Like, you know, this nigga's Jay-Z. Everybody fucking know him. So, you know, Jeezy, they sitting on the edge of the little thing. Oh, this my nigga Curt. He run the studio. We did all our shit, da-da-da. So then he stick his hand out to give me dap. And what do you think, how you think he introduced himself?
Hello, I'm Jay-Z.
No.
What did nigga say, Curt?
The nigga was like, he slapped my hand like this. Hove. I said, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Somebody call you. I thought he was gonna say Sean or Jay or Jigga. That nigga was
nigga said, call me God.
That nigga like, Hove. I said, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So, you know, those are cool moments though. Yeah.